Welcome back to NieR Automata. We're catching fish. This is easier said than done because I've looked up the spawn rates for fishes. But I will say that so essentially the spawn rates for a lot of these fish is 0.2%. This is obviously terrible. The main one seems to be, you know, the beetle fish in the desert seems to be ridiculously difficult to get a hold of. There were the two fishes that I tried to get a hold of in the forest zone and in the amusement park. And the swordfish seems to be pretty brutal to get. There's a lot of really hard fish to catch. But I did see a really random Reddit comment that said that getting Pod B makes it easier. Now, whether that's placebo or not, I don't know. But I think we should get Pod B and give it a test. I don't know where I'm going. I just need to teleport from here. Now, Pod B is in the flooded city. So we might have to do a little bit of the story still. Fished on top of the bus to get this one. Okay. Then I guess I will go on until I see a bus. Oh, there it is. There's the bus I want. We might... I don't know. We're probably going to have to fight a boss. Possibly. There's a fishing spot at the cannon, and this is all about dealing with the cannon. So... it might be okay, actually. Unless there's more than one boss. Right, we have to get rid of these guys, because otherwise they'll just hit me off the bus. Oh, shit, I was about to heal, then. I love the fact that there's just no downside to just doing this. Okay, so that's the cannon over there. Ooh, there's two bosses. I guess we'll try here first. There seems to be a suggestion that there's an enemy nearby, but...
Commencing fishing.
Holy crap, you can barely see it. Oh! Cool. That was easy.
I caught a pod?
Hypothesis. The owner discarded this pod and left it in safe mode. Motives unknown.
Pod, reset it and try to overwrite the original owner ID.
Activation complete. Access granted. Previous owner ID successfully overwritten. Special weaponry now available.
That was easy. Alright, let's go back to the amusement park. Because that's all we wanted to do. Turns out the fishing for it on the bus was 100% correct. I do have an SSD now. I'm going to install it tomorrow. I'm a bit scared though, because messing with the PC never... I don't mess with the PC often enough, but this is kind of me learning to do just that. Has my pod changed back to the other one? It has? Okay, so I need to keep that in mind, that the pod resets if I leave.
Commencing fishing. Report. Success. Hypothesis. Garbage.
So the one we're looking for is the Fishwater Ray machine. According to the spawn rates, this is actually meant to be more common than the actual Fishwater Ray, but for some reason I've caught 2 of the Ray and none of the machine. So, there you go.
Report. Success.
Again, I do think that what they were saying about this second pod is probably placebo, but you never know. However, the person who said this pod is on that particular bus is 100% right, which is crazy.
Report. Success.
It's not a success, it's a failure.
Report. Fresh. Catch. Report. Fresh. Report. Success.
It's not a success at all. You keep giving me the same fish. Man, if you could just set the pod to just not catch certain fish, this would make fishing so much better in this game. Hey, stop catching. Ignore killerfish. Okay, I will not catch killerfish because you already have it. It really is that simple, and there's no reason.
Detected.
There's no reason for that not to happen. Now, in fairness, I think all this money would just allow me to buy absolutely everything in the game. And I'm also at the point where I think, yeah, the pod B post that I saw was just wish casting. They just got lucky. They caught the thing.
Report. Success.
We've already got that. No, we need the real version of that.
Report. Success. Report. Fresh.
It is interesting that the machines made evil fish for some reason. Well, I guess it would be the aliens. The aliens made the machine life forms, but then at the same time it also released machine fish. But the fish have clearly also survived alongside the machine form, so the usage of the machine versions is kind of pointless. Oh!
Report.
Hell yeah.
Purpose unknown.
That's really good. That's a rare thing. The machine life form head. That's super rare. It's rare in every area, so that's good that we got that as well.
Report. Success. Report. Success.
I wonder how much it's worth. It's made out of gold, so I would assume it's worth a lot.
Report. Success.
I think the big difference is that when the thing comes to a halt, I think that's a rarer fish. I think the ones where it drops is I think it's more common to get a rare fish when it stops. I mean, again, you can get, I'm assuming you can get any fish, but I just think it's more common for me to get a rarer fish when it comes to a halt. But that could just be me losing my mind. I'm losing my mind. My mind.
Report. Purpose unknown.
Well then, why did you pick it up?
Catch confirmed.
I kind of want to do the desert zone after this. It requires me finding the oasis, but one of the things we've got to do anyway is find the oasis, so it should just be on the map.
Catch confirmed.
Now! Don't disprove my theory. It's all I have in these fishing times.
Catch confirmed.
No, he's doing it on purpose now. He wants to say, no, fuck you, you're wrong.
Report. Purpose unknown.
It's crazy how many broken firearms I'm suddenly getting this time. Because when I was doing it with the other pod, broken firearms were only on the other side. But ever since I've been using this one, I'm getting loads of broken firearms on this side. Maybe I should try...
Catch confirmed. Complete. Commencing. No response.
I thought it came to a halt.
Report. Success.
Did you know it's based off of the Bully theme song?
Catch.
Is he telling me to catch? Man, Bully is so good. Bully is my favourite Rockstar game. With GTA San Andreas as second. And then Red Dead Redemption is third. Red Dead 1.
Report. Success.
I did Vice City, but I only thought Vice City was okay. I generally think... I've said it before and I'll say it again. I think Grand Theft Auto is a mid-series. I don't think it's particularly amazing. Other games just do those things better. But I think San Andreas was the best GTA because San Andreas had loads of RPG elements, such as, you know, you can make CJ fat and stuff. And I think that kind of thing really works. But it requires you to have one protagonist, and for some reason, GTA is really addicted to multiple protagonists. But being able to edit the weight and stuff just really opens up different avenues and different ways to play the game.
Catch.
So... And I also think San Andreas nails the feeling of revealing the world, because the thing with Vice City is that Vice City has two parts to the world. You've got the left side and the right side, and you've got the two islands in the middle. But
Catch.
that's not the robot. We've had 3 of those. Apparently they're so rare that people complained about them online, but I've had 3 of them. Oh, too early.
No response.
But I think with Vice City... I think my real beef with Vice City is that when you get the mansion, you have to start buying businesses to unlock the rest of the missions. And you have to unlock a load of assets. And that's
Report. Fresh.
kind of annoying. I'm not a fan of that. I'm also, but that's also why I think San Andreas is better, because San Andreas does it a lot more effectively. GTA 5 was just disappointing because in a game called GTA, it felt very strange to have personal vehicles. For convenience, it was amazing, but
Report.
the whole
Success.
point is stealing vehicles. It's in the name. No!
Report.
The amount of
Success.
times this particular one has been thrown at me is crazy. I need the other one. I need the other big robot. And then we can go. No!
Bite detected.
Bite detected. But I also think Bully is the best Rockstar game.
Catch lost.
I missed it. Bully's the best Rockstar game because I absolutely love the fact that it's very localized, and I think the plot is really clear-cut. I think they just simply did a really good job of converting the GTA formula, but for kids.
Catch.
And I think Jimmy Hopkins is great. I would do it on stream, but the PC version is just so fucking buggy. You'd need a Bully remastered to
No response.
play it properly, and who knows if that would ever happen. No! Stop
Catch
giving me the
confirmed.
same fucking... I'm gonna lose my mind. I could be doing this fishing all week, by the way. This might not be as fast as I want it to be. The spawn rates for some of these fish just sound so insane that I could literally be here for a very long time.
Report. Success. Complete. Commencing. Complete. Commencing.
I'm just trying to give NieR some room so that he's not driving me insane. Because everything's going to drive me insane in this run. NieR, you should start fishing at the same time. We can collect two fish at once. It'd be easy. No.
Bite detected.
Yeah. I still go back and forth on whether or not Suikoden 2 has a fishing minigame.
Report. Purpose unknown.
Yeah, I think there is an element of me that thinks that the second pod has changed the rates, because I find it weird that I just fished a lot on the other side and I didn't get any broken arms, any broken guns at all, and yet now I'm just getting them completely on the left-hand side.
Report.
It does make me
Success.
think that something's changed. I think the ultimate test would be to swap the pod back and see if I suddenly start getting other things again. Because if that's the case, I don't know whether there's any more pods in the game, but maybe there's a pod C and that gives me a different fish rate as well.
Success.
That was fast.
Catch confirmed.
My thing with GTA 5 is that my favorite character in GTA 5 is Michael. I think Michael's really good. I like the story of him just being an absolute jaded washout. And then he realizes that, no, actually, he can be good at it. And then he kind of gets himself a semi-serious job with the movie team. I think that's really cool. Because Franklin's whole thing is that Franklin is very similar to CJ, where he wants to get out of living with his aunt and stuff. And then he gets, he gets the infinity pool, which always looks rad, because they look rad in real life. I don't know whether you've ever... If you've never seen... Oh god, there was this dude I used to watch years ago. I'm assuming he still does these videos, but he toured these, like, mega mansions and explained how big they were, and all the rooms and what they offer. And it was stuff such as, oh yeah, here's the infinity pool, and here's a corridor to a secret sex bunker in case you need some secret sex. And whatever. He never taught a secret sex bunker, but I'm sure you know what I mean. And he was always like, yeah, this place, it's worth like $600 bajillion, and it's really crazy, and you can fit like 55... You could fit an entire town in here, but only one person will live in here. And that's the type of place that Franklin gets. He gets a crazily cool mansion on the hills. I would say, though, that unlike CJ, Franklin getting up there is respected. And I'd also be inclined to think that Franklin is just pretty happy living there. Trevor... Now, Trevor is the one that everybody loves.
Catch confirmed.
Trevor is just chaotic, and he is really fun. But I do just prefer Michael by quite a margin. I think Michael's just a better character. My only thing with GTA is that I know that the next one is going to be set in Vice City again. I wish they would stop being cowards and just set a GTA in a completely new location. They should set it not in California, not in New York, not in Miami. They should just set one in a really wild location. It's not as if they haven't done that in the past.
Failed.
I mean, you had GTA London at one point. Is it really out of the question to just do another wild story again? In a completely new location? Just mix it up. GTA 7, set it in fucking... I don't want to say Hawaii, because a lot of games are now based in Hawaii at the moment. But Hawaii would be good, though, because it's an island. You could definitely go all in on that concept. Have planes and stuff flying around.
Report. Fresh.
I've always said, though, that I think there's a lot of US states that don't get any kind of interest. Because I find it, which I find fascinating, because, Breaking Bad was set in New Mexico, and I would say New Mexico doesn't really get that much press. But Breaking Bad sets itself in New Mexico as one of the best series of all time. Oh, we got it! We're free!
Complete.
Fuck Breaking Bad, let's stop talking about it, let's go! I was just spewing shit to pass the time. Okay, very nice. Maybe this again. Maybe Pod B is better. All right, I want to do Let's go to the housing complex. I have no idea where the Oasis is. When will they stop being cowards and make a Sim City TV series? Would it really be that difficult? The main character is the mayor of the city, and then you get somebody to play as Mr. Wright as his assistant. Again, it would require them to not be cowards. I don't know where the actual desert is. Is it this? I don't think it is. Is it this way? No, I'm pretty certain this is where we fought Adam and Eve. Oh, level 16, so you've leveled up now. Ooh! That's crazy. What a strange ability. God, this music's so good. No, because that's the exit if I go that way. Where am I trying? Maybe it is the other way. Oh, neat. Hang on. What's over here? That's something else. I'm not dealing with that. The reason what's throwing me off is that I have a quest that requires me to find the Oasis. And I'm obviously in the desert. Question mark. Is that it? Maybe it's that. Yeah, okay, it must be that. Okay, I'll just go this way, fuck it. Maybe the issue is that I need to teleport him from the other side. No way. That's crazy. Wait, can I get it here? Okay. Okay, this looks more promising now. This looks more accurate. I wonder if there's a teleport over here somewhere. It would be nice to have an actual access point in this area. There's a lot of enemies. I'm just gonna keep going. Oh, yes. Thank you. There we go. Man, there's a lot of loading going on. This should stop being a problem once I get the SSD installed, but I'm obviously still not there yet. Hey, who are you? I wonder what kind of civilization used to exist here. Is that it? You're just out in the desert by yourself and that's all you have to say? Goodbye. Oh no. This is not promising. What do I need to do to gain access to the oasis? Okay. We have a problem. I can see it. How do I get to it? Man, this is. I just want to get to the Oasis. Why are they making this as difficult as this? What's the point? I can actively see it. I'm getting closer. Come on. Oh. I'm getting there. Now I don't know whether. All right, whatever. I think I just I feel like I just brute forced that then. I don't think I was meant to do it the way that I just did, but whatever. I'll take it. Who's here?
Okay, that's all the coordinates that Resistance member wanted.
Who's this?
I'll be honest though, I don't quite get why she cares about these particular photos.
Everyone has memories that are precious for one reason or another. It's not for us to judge their value. They're important to her. That's all we need to know.
Yeah, I guess.
Who are you? Hello. A flock of birds came to rest their wings here. I wonder if they instinctively knew how to escape the storm. It seems like time moves more slowly here. If you've got nothing to do, why don't you try fishing? Everyone loves settling out for a round by the pond. You know what? I think I will.
Commencing fishing.
There's no current.
No response.
Okay. Okay, there's no current. Or is there? Is that moving?
No response. Complete.
Let me move over here so that the sun's not in the way.
Commencing.
I think it is moving, but I think it's moving forward. But I could just be this playing tricks on me.
Report failed.
Alright. I don't think it's moving, guys. I think I'm just losing my mind.
No response.
I keep pulling it out too early.
Report.
What
Success.
is that? What is that thing? The arowana.
Bite detected.
How am I meant to... I don't know how I could tell that was the case then. I mean, I somehow worked it out, but I don't know how I did.
Report failed. Report success.
Hmm.
Report success.
Man, these things are here too. Holy shit.
Bite detected.
What even is a killifish? Does a killifish even exist, or is it just made up for this game? No, it's real. That's so odd that I've not seen him in any other game outside of this one.
Catch.
That's a carp. I would do Yakuza 5 fishing if it weren't ridiculous. Because Yakuza 5 fishing is really interesting because it's the one Yakuza game where you gotta fish in loads of wild ass locations. Like there's one fish you gotta catch in Purgatory, there's a fish you gotta catch in the sewer. It's very much like the type of fishing we've been doing all the way through this marathon. But the biggest issue is that to do that type of fishing, you need to complete the game pretty much before you can even start doing it.
Report success.
Because I can't remember what the deal is with Purgatory. To gain access to the Colosseum, you have to do some insane shit to gain access to the Colosseum in Yakuza 5. They really made that so ridiculously hard to unlock. Maybe hard's not the right word, but they made it very time consuming. But funnily enough, one of the things with Yakuza is that it has the continual plot line of who's stronger. Is it Kiryu or is it Saejima? Because who can tell? Who can tell? I think it's pretty clear. They kind of play that up in Yakuza 4 and Yakuza 5. But I think one of the stupidest parts is that people made that type of argument over who was stronger, when Yakuza 5 actually gives you a very clear answer as to who is stronger. And surprise, surprise, the answer is Kiryu. And the reason why it's Kiryu is because if you complete all of Victory Road and you do all of that, you then have to use Kiryu to fight your way through Akiyama, Shinada, and Saejima, and then Raiden. Like, he has to beat Saejima as part of it. So, it's pretty unequivocal that Kiryu is the strongest, and he beats all of them in a row. There is a tell, but I don't know why. I don't know how I'm noticing it. I don't know what I'm thinking when I do that. I don't know why that's the tell. But then obviously by the time of Yakuza 7, it's pretty clear that Kiryu is just leagues ahead at that point.
No
The reason, and you know, because Saejima and Majima fight the entire party, the entire Ichiban's party, whereas Kiryu just takes him out in a hit. It's not even close.
Fight detected.
There's loads of unique fish here, but I kind of get the feeling that it's only the beetle fish that I can catch at this particular place. And I think the rest of them are elsewhere. I might look that up in a sec. But this place was too much of a pain in the ass to get to. Let me have a look. NieR Automata Steam fishing. Fishing drop rates. This is the guide. Desert Oasis. Yeah. Yep. Yep. We've caught all the fish outside of the beetlefish. The beetlefish is the only unique one here. Yakuza power scaling is really funny, but you can just go ahead and assume that Kiryu's at the top. It's not really that difficult to, you know,
Catch confirmed.
conclude that. This is a man who, when he's shoved into an RPG game, he actively goes, "No, I'm not in an RPG game. I'm in a brawler." Like, you can't get better than that.
Report. Success.
And also, what makes Kiryu even funnier in Infinite Wealth is that when you complete Infinite Wealth, you can choose all of your characters for your party across both sides. And Kiryu's the best character.
Catch.
It's actually crazy. Kiryu is just quite simply the best character in Infinite Wealth. And then Ichiban's your second favourite. And then it's Sonhee and Jungi Han. And what makes Jungi Han funny is that you don't get him for absolutely ages, but he's one of the, like, the reason you don't get him for ages, it's kind of complicated because the guy who voices Jungi Han in Japan, he voices people like Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen. He voices the dwarf shaman from Goblin Slayer. He voices a lot of crazy ass roles.
Catch lost.
Which is really cool. So I think in terms of voice acting, he's actually pretty mega. So it wouldn't surprise me if that his voice actor just didn't have enough time, and that's why he gets added so late into the game. But he is peak. He's just one of the best characters. And what makes it funnier as well is that you get him, and then you get him. He's the last character you get, and then he just immediately leaves your party as well. As if this, because the thing about him is that he's also the best character in he's outside of Ichiban. He's the second best character in that in Yakuza 7 as well. It wouldn't surprise me if
No response.
it wouldn't surprise me if in Yakuza, because there's no way the biggest one of, like, Yakuza 9 has so many different problems. They can't keep increasing the size of Ichiban's team. Oh, I missed that one.
No response.
They can't keep increasing the size of Ichiban's team because generally speaking, like, the biggest RPG team I've ever, well, the biggest one is Suikoden. If they could try and make an Ichiban Suikoden, that'd be fucking crazy. But I don't think they will. Ichiban and the 108 Stars of Destiny. Wait, we finally caught one.
Catch.
There's no way carps are that small. I mean, I think it's already pretty clear that, man, I can't remember her name, but the woman that joins you in Infinite Wealth, I don't think she's coming back. It wouldn't surprise me if Tomizawa doesn't come back.
Report.
Is that it?
Unknown object.
Oh, that was easy.
Complete.
People complain about not being able to catch the beetlefish. I've done it. See you later. Alright, we're just gonna head back now. We need to get to a save point without dying. Can I just go this way, or is it gonna be really weird? Maybe Pod B does... Maybe Pod B is helping with the rates. That would be crazy. But I've seen people saying that they don't catch the beetlefish for like 3 days. I caught it within half an hour. Well, we might as well catch the other desert stuff, but I want to get to a save point first before I start doing that. And the save should be around here somewhere. There it is. What a flip! Yeah, that's crazy. I just caught the beetlefish. That was... I'm gonna stick with Pod B. The oil field. Right, where's that? Where the hell's the oil field? Oh. I don't think it's this. I think the oil field is the place that has loads of pipes. I mean, that would make a lot of sense, right? Actually, I think... Sorry, I think that fishing guy did have a picture of the oil field, now that I think about it. Where is it? Oh, that's in a really specific location. It also has an access point there. That's a path out. We've been over there. Oh, I think it's here. It wants me to get over here. So if I put a thing here... Oh, in which case I'm pretty close. I'm pretty certain the image is over here. I think Yakuza 9 should be set in Japan. I know that sounds crazy. Well, they might go for another place that has Japanese immigrants in it. Their biggest issue was, they had a lot of wild issues. They definitely should have chosen an English speaker for Bryce. Is that another pod?
A pod?
Hypothesis. The owner discarded this pod and left it in safe mode. Motives unknown.
Why was it abandoned? Pod, reactivate it for me. If it's usable, try to overwrite the original owner with my ID.
Activation complete. Access granted. Previous owner ID successfully overwritten. Special weaponry now available.
Neat. I'm going to stick with Pod B, because Pod B seems to be busted on the fishing rules. Could be placebo, but I'm finding it very odd that I've got some of the rarest fish already. Okay, I think the rest of the fish can be caught here.
Commencing.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's oil, so it makes sense that there's no movement.
Report. Fresh.
The blowfish machine, okay. I want Final Fantasy 17 to be set, I want it to have a party in the game. They need to take the way how the party works in Final Fantasy 7 Remake and Rebirth, and then just make an original game with that and with the way how that's all set up, because it's peak. It's
Lost.
it's kind of very similar to how when Resident Evil went upgraded. They did RE7 and then they did RE2 Remake, and it was really clear that RE2 Remake was the future. Look at the size of this thing.
Object.
That's the oil sardine. Okay. RE2 Remake was clearly the future. And the thing is, though, is that they're trying to... I find it interesting because the way how 9 works...
Report. Purpose unknown.
Battery? Is that the battery? Okay. Is that, you know, if they want to do a horror RE, then they just do a first person one. And then if they want to do an action RE, they put it over the shoulder. Which isn't completely true, because obviously 2 Remake is a horror, and that works really well.
Catch confirmed.
I think we've already had that. Yeah. So... I thought they'd try and have the cake and eat it too, but the thing is that out of the two of them, I would much prefer it to just be the over-the-shoulder thing, because I think that just suits Resident Evil way better than first person. Don't get me wrong, first person does work, surprisingly does work for RE, but I'm very much an over-the-shoulder person. But we'll get to that later. When we start doing the REs, I'll do both for RE8. I've never actually done over-the-shoulder for RE8, even though it's been out for a while, so that's definitely one of the playthroughs I'm going to do. It might even be the first playthrough. No, I should probably play it legit, and then do over-the-shoulder for the second playthrough. Catching a lot of blowfish machines, which is making me think that this is the common one here.
Report. Failed.
You'd be surprised, but no. According to this, the rare one is the bloatfish. Ah, okay, I see. I understand now. I miss playing Silent Hill. I'll say it. I'm not a coward. I miss playing Silent Hill. Let's catch a couple more, and then I think we'll swap to the we might swap back to Pod A. I am convinced that the pods do actually give you different fishing things.
confirmed.
We got a crap machine.
Report failed. Report fresh.
Ooh, the mackerel machine. Okay. Alright, there's only 2 more we need from this particular area. But if we can get the bloatfish, that'd be really good.
Report unknown object.
But I have spoken about this before, but I'm going to speak about it again. But I think a lot of video game franchises are kind of in a position where, because of, you know, people getting older and they have to pass on the reins to other people, a lot of franchises are in identity crises in different ways. What's this? Okay, that's the bream. One more, we just need the starfish. You know, because like in Sonic Frontiers, for instance, all of the characters decide to try and work out who they are without Sonic. In Yakuza, they're trying to move on from Kiryu. I would argue that in Resident Evil, they keep trying to move on from Umbrella. And there's probably a part that they're trying to move on from Umbrella. And there's definitely a portion of them that probably wants to move on from Leon and Chris as well. Which makes sense, because if the characters are getting older, like, literally getting older in the universe, you have to do some insane shit to keep them young after a certain point. And there's just a point where the characters are just going to want to retire. Like, do you really think Leon's going to want to do this shit at 70 years old? No.
Report unknown object.
But it's across the board, you know, you've got... It's one of the major reasons why I think remakes have become a lot more common as well, is because they have no idea how to advance the series without... Like, making a new game is more of a risk these days because of how much effort they've got to put into making graphics and stuff. But which is unfortunate. Graphics bros ruined gaming because of how insistent they are that you must see the sweat of every brow and the hair on every ass. And because of that, instead of just, like, I can play a classic game, and it feels good to play, and it looks good, but you have graphics pros who are just like, yeah, the wind's not really, like, moving their clothes, so, this game's pretty shit, huh? And that person is just completely useless, just the absolute most useless person possible, who doesn't play games for gaming, plays it for, I don't know, just so they think they look cool. They're just the worst. They're the worst people. There are plenty of really good games that just literally do not rely on graphics. Like, Pong was the first game, well, one of the first. Pong, Missile Command, Asteroids. They didn't have good graphics. They're still peak, though. Out of the 3 of them, I'd definitely say Asteroids was the peak one. I did wonder if that was hooked.
Catch.
Oh, that was the bloatfish. Hell yeah. There you go. That one was apparently the rare one here. That's nice. We're doing great. Dare I say it. We just need the starfish now. And the thing with graphics is that Well, they're just kind of not needed. I want to see a thing happen in the near future where,
Success.
like, I don't want a video game crash, but I do want people to become more resistant to just being forced to use the late. Like, you've seen all the complaints about people just using Unreal Engine 5 and then calling it a day. Because it really limits you. People need to get back into the habit of designing an engine for a whole... And not just designing the engine and just using it once and calling it a day. But using the engine for multiple games. Luckily, like, Square kind of realised that with the Final Fantasy VII remakes, because they did Final Fantasy VII Remake, and then when it came to Rebirth and Revelation, they said, no, we're not going to update to Unreal Engine 5. We're going to keep using Engine 4 because that's where everything's already set up to let us do it faster. People just need to get that in their heads. Like, you don't have to actually advance. You don't have to move on to the next engine. You can just use the same engine with all of the stuff you've already got set up and do it again. As long as you release another good game, people will not give a shit. As in your actual fans, by the way, not the fucking graphics bros. No, you don't understand. I need to play this on the ultra high definition super setting so that I can jack off in peace.
Catch.
Just gonna double check that the starfish is actually here and I'm not just losing my mind. Yeah, there is. There is a starfish here. Apparently it's one of the more common ones, so the fact I've not got it yet is crazy. But I could just swap to the other pod and see if I get it immediately. Oh, never mind.
Report. Success.
You know what? This is going really quick. This is going way. I'm on the Redditor side that which is something I'll never say again. By the way, Reddit is correct on this particular one that I think Pod B really does make your fishing go way faster. I don't know what it is or why, but I don't know. I seem to be having a lot of luck, which is really good. Okay, next up is the Forest Center. Forest Zone. Then we'll do the City Ruins for what we've got left. Then we'll go to the sewers. And then we'll go to the flooded city. And then we're done. Who knows? We're doing pretty well. Maybe we can finish this today. Like, again, I thought from everything that I've read, it sounded as if the beetlefish was meant to keep me locked at the oasis for freaking days. Excuse me. I gotta stand somewhere where none of the animals can hurt me. I'm gonna kill them because I kind of get the feeling they're gonna attack me if I don't at some point. Wait. No, this is actually, I think this is actually OP. This does so much damage so quickly. Well, we're about to put it to the test again, right now. I kind of want to get higher than where I'm currently at. Okay, we should be okay here.
Success.
But yeah, other video games are going through identity crises. Tekken and Street Fighter also hit identity crises because Street Fighter killed M. Bison and then Tekken killed Heihachi. To, you know, move on, makes sense. Kazuya's meant to be the main villain of Tekken after Heihachi's death. You know, they put a definitive winner on it, being Kazuya. M. Bison dies, that's the end of the Shadaloo story. They did all of that. But then, in the next games, they literally had both of those characters come back. They couldn't let them go. They couldn't. They just couldn't let the idea of Heihachi and M. Bison go. They had to bring them back. I would make the case that there wasn't really that big of a demand because ultimately they did have replacements, and part of the Tekken thing as well that made it crazier was that by default,
Report. Success.
the Super Smash dudes wanted to add. I think Sakurai wanted to have Heihachi as the Tekken representative in the game, not Kazuya. But, like, Sakurai was friends with Harada, so I guess they just had a conversation over drinks or something about it. And I guess Harada convinced Sakurai to put in Kazuya. And then that's why Heihachi's still in the stage.
Hypothesis. Garbage.
But then they just brought back Heihachi, and that was it. Kind of wild, really. I don't really understand Street Fighter bringing back M. Bison, though, given that they swapped him out for JP, and JP's clearly meant to be the next villain. Which might still be the case. JP might still be the main villain after this. Because you can only really draw from the... When it comes to villains, you can only really draw from the well so many times. And one of the things with Resident Evil is that like, I don't understand why Wesker is in Requiem. I know it's not Wesker, but it's clearly to just go like, oh wow, Wesker's in the game.
Catch confirmed.
And it's just annoying because one of the things that I love about 5 is that 5 is just Wesker's fucking... Like, you can't give him a better death. He dies in the middle of a volcano being hit with rockets. It's peak. And Wesker's pretty much at his best in that game as well.
Catch confirmed.
What other games are going through identity crises? Silent Hill, I think Silent Hill's on a very prolonged one. All you have to do in Silent Hill, guys, is just take the franchise literally back to Silent Hill. And you'll be surprised at how well that gets received. You don't need to set it in random areas of the world and then just call it the Silent Hill effect, because that shit's really annoying. You can just change the layout of Silent Hill, take them to Silent Hill, just change the layout of it, and then call it, and then, you know, then just go all in. People should be drawn to the town, not like the fog hunting people down as if it's a fucking serial killer.
Catch.
What's that? Is that a carp? The thing I'm probably catching there, I think is really big. Oh yeah, I should probably get some milkshake. I love milkshake. Yeah, I'm gonna grab it now.
Detected.
Wait. I forgot I had Diet Coke. Trying to think of other series that are currently going through identity crises. Assassin's Creed has been on a very prolonged one. Assassin's Creed's biggest issue was that they killed Desmond Miles. I don't think they ever recovered from that. Which is funny because people would say that the present day segments didn't work. But the issue with that was simply because they never... it's because they never committed. They never committed to doing a full present day section. I think it was going on for miles. So that's why people said the present day stuff didn't work. But in actuality, the present day stuff was working. It gave you a reason to give a shit. You might have thought like, oh, Desmond Miles is really boring, but it gave you a reason to care about what was going on.
Report.
There were reasons why you were doing what you were doing. And then after they killed off Desmond Miles, they went off and said, oh yeah, you're just this dude who works at a video game company now. And that video game company is owned by Abstergo. And you're just kind of part of it, and you're going to start doing this stuff. It's like, okay. And then they made it first person for some reason. And you're like, okay, whatever.
Fresh.
And then I think they just got rid of that, and then you just play the game as... Then you just played the game as it stands as an ancestor. But then what ended up happening was that they had to bring back the present day story again to try and work out a new reason why you should care. Because people do care about the present day story. There's got to be a reason why you're doing all... Like, there's a reason why you were doing all that stuff in the first place, and it was related to the... I think it was like the 2012 Prophecy. They made a John Cusack movie about that. That was shit. But I think Assassin's Creed has just been in a really prolonged identity crisis, and they should just admit it.
Detected.
That's why they've remade Black Flag. I don't think anybody was done on in that. You can still get Black Flag. And anyway, the best Assassin's Creed is the second one.
Hypothesis. Garbage.
I mean, Zelda, there's another one. Zelda's going through an identity crisis, really. They changed Link's colour from green to blue. But Zelda's smart. The people behind Zelda were smart because, following my engine comment from before, when they decided to do a Zelda game, which was clever, having an actual Zelda game was really cool. That's a really cool idea. It's taken them a while to get to it, but it makes complete sense, doesn't it? Why not play as Zelda? And they just used the Link's Awakening engine to make the game faster. Makes complete sense. But they also used the Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom crafting system, and that is, as far as I can tell, that's very hit or miss for people. People just want a standard Zelda adventure where you go through the game, you get items, you complete dungeons, and you get stuff, and it gets better from there. They just want tight controls, tight items, tight gameplay. They don't want the crafting shit. The crafting shit just seems really weird. But ultimately, you have to advance your franchises in some ways. I think it wouldn't surprise me if Mario was encountering these same problems, because there hasn't been a Mario game in ages at this point. It's been a very long time. They seem to have hit that point. They seem to have worked out what they're doing with DK, which is interesting. They know what they're doing with Donkey Kong now. And I bet that's been an issue for a long time for them.
Report. Success.
Man, we're not catching this fish. This one's pretty rare, I'm not gonna lie. You go, Donkey Kong.
Catch confirmed.
Dead Space and Dead Rising arguably started entering identity crises by the end of their franchises, which is a shame. Because Dead Space made it about aliens and stuff, and just doomed everybody. Whereas Dead Rising pretty much killed off the cast, or you might as well have killed off the cast. But Dead Rising had the problem where it kept, I think they had the right idea by making Chuck Green the protagonist of the second one, and then making Nick something. I don't know what his last name is. I've never played Dead Rising 3. They made that guy anyway into the protagonist of the third one. But they also had Off the Record, which was Frank West, and then they made Dead Rising 4, which was Frank West, and then Frank West goes back to Willamette in Dead Rising 4. Like, they couldn't escape the well of that when they had no reason to do that. They could have just dumped Frank in the middle of fucking nowhere, put him in a town and just have him fight his way out. People would have bought it. And it doesn't even have to be Frank. Like, people know what Dead Rising is. It's different protagonists getting involved, but oh well. But people just love Frank West. Frank West was the head of Dead Rising for obvious reasons. And the thing is as well with Frank West is that Frank West also came with photography, which no other... That's not it, is it? You son of a bitch. That's very annoying. Hang on. Wow, that's unfortunate. Final Fantasy's going through an identity crisis, otherwise we wouldn't have a bloody Devil May Cry game. Devil May Cry is probably going to go through its identity crisis because of its... I think at the end of 5, they're essentially trying to retire Dante and Virgil.
Report failed.
So, Devil May Cry will go through an identity crisis, I think. In fact, it's probably one of the things that prevented... Ace Attorney will be another one. In Ace Attorney, I did read a comment where one of the biggest issues, and this also applies to Kiryu, it applies to a lot of them, is that ultimately, when you have a protagonist in a franchise and they keep winning and beating absolutely everybody, there's just kind of a point where there's no stories that you can really tell about. Like, obviously, the character's super popular by this point, you know, it's awesome. But at the same time, there's no stories or threats specifically, that would even... Oh my god. Stop giving me this, give me the real version. There's no threats that would even make the character flinch, and Resident Evil Requiem is a good example of that, because in Requiem, like, you play as Grace, and Grace is fucking terrified of oh my god, give me the real version. Grace is terrified of all of the monsters and stuff. And then you play as Leon, and he's just wisecracking. He's always on top of the situation. He's beating shit out of absolutely everybody. And there's just a point where it's like, okay then. Sonic's an interesting version of that, where Eggman is rarely the final boss. Sonic is usually going up against some wild-ass super creature that is gonna bring about the end times at this point. He's always going up against some like, Mario fights Bowser, but that's because Bowser himself keeps escalating, whereas Eggman just finds, oh yeah, you know that, like, weird interdimensional guy that just killed people? Yeah, I found him, he's here. He's your problem now. But that's the issue that hit Kiryu. Kiryu was simply so goddamn strong that there was just no threat for Kiryu at the end of Yakuza. Like, he's the strongest character in Infinite Wealth. he's just simply the strongest character in the Yakuza universe. Nobody even remotely gets close, and nobody will ever get close to him. I think it would be really insulting, actually, if, you know, if you introduced a new character, and this is another problem Yakuza's gonna have. If you introduced a new character, and then you had somebody shill for him by saying something along the lines of, oh, this guy is as strong as the Dragon of Dojima. Oh, man, I'm just not gonna fucking believe what you just said. But that's also what hit Ace Attorney, because one of the things about Ace Attorney was that ultimately Phoenix Wright became such a good lawyer that there was no case he couldn't win. There was no case that would actually prove to be a challenge, and one of the games that they did have an idea for was that Phoenix Wright would be in a criminal case. Well, he essentially gets sentenced to. He'd have to deal with a court. Oh. He'd have to deal with a court that is just full of criminals. I mean, it was to the point where I think the idea was that every single person would lie to him, including the judge. And they've kind of played with that concept a few times because of him going into, especially in Ace Attorney 6, with him going to Crane. Oh my god, stop giving me this, give me the real one. Look for that, but it's real. Like, taking down an entire kingdom's jury system's pretty fucking high tier. But that's also part of the problem again. Phoenix Wright has done that. He's now overpowered an entire country. Where does he go from here? Well, the answer's not really anywhere. He has to train somebody. Ace Attorney 7 needs to be a new character who works at the right agency, and they need to commit. They can't go back to the fucking well of Phoenix Wright. They have to move on. He can be a mentor, that's absolutely fine, but he cannot be the playable character. Because he's just simply too good at his job. Because part of it as well is that in Ace Attorney 4, Phoenix Wright is not a lawyer. He's out of a job. And I think Ace Attorney 4 was done by the original creator of Ace Attorney. And then I think 5 and 6 are not done by the original creator. And in 5 and 6, Phoenix Wright is back to being a lawyer. And something tells me that the way how the original creator had it planned is that Phoenix probably was never going to get his badge. I reckon in the original version, Phoenix never got his badge back. I reckon in the original version, he was meant to stay as the Trickster Mentor for Apollo for the 3 games. But a lot of people didn't like Trickster Phoenix. I thought Trickster Phoenix was awesome. I thought like, that was Big Phoenix. I think it made complete sense how he was acting in that game. Because ultimately, he went through all that shit in Ace Attorney 1, 2, and 3 anyway. The idea that he would just get sick and tired of it would just make complete sense. Dude got treated like a punching bag anyway, so he decided to do the opposite to them. But no, in Ace Attorney 5, to just make him a lawyer again. And then not only that, but because they made him into a lawyer in Ace Attorney 5, Apollo Justice gets so shafted in that game. I like the Apollo Justice trilogy, but Ace Attorney 5 is I think Ace Attorney 5 is the weakest because of the fact that Apollo Justice... Like, Apollo Justice feels incredibly out of character in that game. He just seems ridiculous. It's just so silly. And I like the Corrine stuff. Ace Attorney 6 is good, but my issue with Ace Attorney 6 is that I think the prosecutor is just fucking boring. Holy crap. He's the worst prosecutor, man. There's just no... I just don't give a shit. And the worst part is that he's super important for the story, but I just don't care. He is just so boring. Whereas I think... I actually... It's kind of annoying because all of Apollo Justice's prosecutors are just nowhere near as good as Miles, Francisca, and Godot. But out of the 3 of them, I would say Simon Blackwell's probably the best one. Because Simon Blackwell actually has... I would argue that Simon Blackwell actually has a proper personality. And I think... I like the idea that he's a criminal, but he's a really good legal mind, so they just let him do it anyway. Because it fits into the whole concept of the Dark Age of the law that you prosecute as a criminal. And I think that also kind of fits into the idea of the prosecutors going up against, you know, everybody's a criminal. And I think that's probably what Ace Attorney 5 is meant to represent in its own way, but they just didn't fully commit to the idea. Quite a lot of things in Ace Attorney could probably be explained with they didn't fully commit to something. And now that I'm saying it out loud, yeah, Ace Attorney 5 probably is their way of doing criminal court for Phoenix. Ace Attorney 6 also has one of my least favourite cases. People go on and on about the Carnival case in the original Ace Attorney series, but I think the worst case is there's a case in Ace Attorney 6 where Simon Blackwell comes back and you play as Athena, and it is so fucking pointless. It's clearly there just so that you could have another opportunity to play as Athena, but it just should not be in the game. They should have just not. You don't have. You just simply should not have played as her. She's just. There's just no point. Give me another case in Karain. It's just such a waste of time. But what makes it dumber though is that it's also got the clown. It's got the female clown or if you've seen female clown memes, I guarantee you she was the start of it, and she's in that case. She's in that case. She's in the worst case. It's crazy. If you've seen the video where Miles Edgeworth is like hopelessly wants to bang the female clown, it's that. But Miles Edgeworth himself doesn't appear in that case. That's very much that video is very much a case of somebody who's absolutely played all the Ace Attorneys, but he's just merging them all just to be a dick. Another great example of a franchise that's going through an identity crisis is Star Fox. Star Fox wants to release more Star Fox games, but the problem though is that they need to do a sequel. There needs to be a sequel to Star Fox. But what keeps happening is that they release Star Fox, and then they get scared about releasing a second Star Fox, because they're scared about moving on from the Lilac system. Which is wild, because Star Fox had sequels in the original, but it got rebooted, because you had the original series of Star Fox, and then it got rebooted as Star Fox 64, and then they did Star Fox Adventures. And then they did something weird where Fox and Crystal like starts banging some other guy. They turn Fox into a cook for some reason, nobody really knows why. That kind of decision making is very strange. It's meant to add tension to the relationship, but apparently she's a massive bitch in that game. Because the whole point of it is that Fox is like, I don't want you to be on the team because there's a high chance you might just like die, and that would not be great. And Crystal goes, fuck you, I'm joining the evil side, and then I'm gonna kill you. And it's like, okay. I don't know, Fox, maybe you could do better. Maybe there are other foxes in the sea, yeah? Kingdom Hearts has probably successfully navigated their way out of an identity crisis. This one's taken ages to find. Kingdom Hearts has probably navigated its way out of an identity crisis because they set things up really well, but Kingdom Hearts' biggest issue is that it's taken them 100 years to actually release a new Kingdom Hearts. Oh, she sat on a chair. It just occurred to me.
Report. Success.
Kingdom Hearts has a really weird issue with its fanbase, where its fanbase just kind of wants to kill Sora. And I never understood that, because I think Sora is the best character. But a lot of people would do a lot of things to replace Sora with anybody else.
Bite detected.
I'm gonna grab a milkshake. I'm actually gonna go pee as well. Let me give more examples. I can do films as well. Films are also going... Films are going through a very specific identity crisis where it's more that actors just... because actors are getting older, they want to meet up with all their old friends and they're using any excuse to do it. And that's why you keep getting revival series and sequels. We're like, why is there a sequel to this movie? It's like, it's not for you. It's for the actors to meet up with all the people that they used to work with. That's why it exists. You just happen to be there.
Report. Success.
You could argue, for instance, that even Life is Strange is going through an identity crisis because you had the first Life is Strange, then you had the spin-off, which was Before the Storm, where you play as Chloe, to give a prequel. Then they did Life is Strange 2, where you play as brothers. I never did Life is Strange 2, but I think you play as brothers. Then you did Life is Strange True Colors, where you play as some girl, I guess.
Catch lost.
But then you're now back with being Max again. Like, Max is the latest one for Double Exposure. And they say it's the definitive ending of the Max Chloe saga. But sometimes you just go back to the well of the character who started it all. Even though you clearly turned your series into an anthology.
Report.
And I can understand why.
Success.
I understand why people do it. I understand why. Not even from just a money-making thing, but just in general where... It's like when people say that they want to go back to the roots, because they essentially want to do a sense check on their own franchise to make sure that they're not going in the wrong direction. And the easiest way to do that is to go back to an original protagonist and try again. But films are doing it. It's why Keanu Reeves did a sequel to The Matrix, he did a sequel to Bill and Ted, he did loads of sequels to John Wick.
Purpose unknown.
He did a sequel to... It's why you keep seeing Toy Story. Because there's only a certain amount of times they can do Toy Stories. And Tim Allen and Tom Hanks are getting older. They're not going to be voicing Woody and Buzz forever. Which is, what I find funny about that is that,
Report. Success.
We're out of here. We're off to the sewers.
Complete.
But what I was going to say was that in Kingdom Hearts, they've proven that, just get the people who voice Woody and Buzz. I think Woody's voiced by Tom Hanks' son, so just get them to voice, because they're really good. Just get them to voice Woody and Buzz in the movies. Done. It's just that easy. I'm still waiting for the Cars universe in Kingdom Hearts so that where Sora becomes a car. That's gonna be fucking insane. Hmm. I need the sewers. Actually, I don't necessarily think... I don't need the sewers. But I do need the city ruins. There's still a couple fish that we need to grab. Alright, let's have a look and see where the best place is to start catching these things. Okay. City Ruins Ravine. Stream and waterfalls. Okay, so we just need to find a stream and a waterfall to get the killifish machine, because we still don't have that yet. We need the underground lake to catch the twin fish. And we probably want the ravine. They all have access points. I just need to find them. Oh, fuck me. Is it down there? Oh, that's the desert. We don't care about that. Actually, no, we do care. Is that might be Jackass's quest. We might have to come over here because I think she's the only person who'll give you a mackerel. You can get Noctis's engine blade in this game as well. If I go to the factory, I can get that. Oh, there's Emil. I'm inclined. I'm inclined to think that this is the ravine. Which would make sense, because it's, you know, you have the bridge here. But how would I get down there? I think what we're going to do is we'll place a marker here and we'll head over here. Let's get to the ravine first. Alright, we're just being immediately attacked. That's crazy. I'm gonna leave. That ball's gonna drive me insane. And it's chasing after me.
Careful, 2B. I'm picking up hot.
Over there.
Did that thing just drop from the sky? Hey.
Easy there, little guy. It's alright. You weren't scared, were you?
We should leave before more enemies arrive.
Come on, kid, don't be unreasonable. Any ideas, 2B? I've never dealt with a snot-nosed machine before.
You got me.
Uh-oh, more enemies incoming.
I'm on it.
Why is there so many? What's going on? This is really good because it just rips through enemies, as in through them, which is really nice. I need to heal. I can hear him, Neil.
Are you finished? Your mother is worried about you. She sent us here to find you. So quit with the whining and let us take you home already.
You have to escort him. Alright, come on. This is my fault.
Stay close, alright? Don't go wandering off.
Hey, mister. Was Mommy really worried about me?
She sure was. So let's go home and have you apologize, alright?
I don't even know what Emil's got. But we don't necessarily need to find out, but he might have a better sword or something. Okay. This is my fault, just because I got really confused by the machine falling out of the sky. But to be fair, it looks as if this is the direction I want to go in anyway.
Operator 60 to 2B. Come in, 2B.
2B here.
The monitoring signal from the new access point has gone silent. I'm sending you the positional data. Please investigate the site as soon as possible.
Understood.
Why does it keep focusing over there? Like it's trying to hurt him. There's still one more dude, but... Really hoping we could just drop this kid off at the entrance. Okay. How about you stop being a prick? Well, we needed to come over here anyways, so that's good. That looks like a canyon, though. Ah, you're back. Thank you so much for bringing him home. Selfish child, how dare you make me worry like that? Hey, no need to get all angry about this. Mommy, no, don't cry. Do you have any idea how worried I was? I'm sorry, Mommy, please don't cry. I'm sorry too, my darling, I shouldn't have said that. Oh, Mommy. Go on, honey, get yourself home. I have to thank these nice people for helping you. Okay, bye-bye, androids. I swear, sometimes I think that child's mind is just a bunch of bolts rattling around an empty pail. I never imagined how hard it would be to disconnect from the network. We're constantly misunderstanding each other. Still, on those rare occasions where we connect, it makes me so very happy. I can see that. Thank you again for bringing him home. This isn't much, but I'd very much like you to have it. Nice, he leveled me up. That was actually worth it as a result of that. Mutual understanding about a network sounds tough. True, but it also seems kind of fun. Part of me kind of wants to save it. Over here, let's just save it here. Excuse me, gamer. I'm inclined to think it's down there, but I don't know, that seems to be a really bad idea. City ruins. Ravine. It is the canyon. Oh, Emil lives down there. How do I get down there? Apparently I can just drop down there. Well. Uh-oh, shit. I let go of the button now! I'm gonna die. Yep. Oh fuck, I didn't die. Oh my god. I have reasons to believe that's an access point. Holy crap. Why is this place so fucking hyper leveled? Yeah, I know, I'm taking the coward's way out by doing this, but I'd rather do this than fight them, than die in 2 hits. Play smart, not stupid. Oh, that's an elevator. Oh. And I can use it. Okay. Um... Okay, so the question is, which direction is it now that I'm down here? I'm guessing that's an access point. I think it's over here. I'm inclined to think that where I'm going is over here. I think this weapon doesn't care about shields. That is insane. Oh my god, that makes this weapon pretty OP. That makes this really OP. Bye. Oh, I see. Hmm. Okay. Okay, let's go the other way then. I mean, by default, I have to get out of here anyway, so... And presumably the elevator will get me out. But we're trying to find the ravine. Or maybe it's this. Kind of reminds me of the Forgotten Battlefield in Expedition 33. Expedition 33, the people who made Expedition 33 were really smart because they called the game, the actual franchise is called Claire Obscura. Right, one more. Where are you? Oh, there's more in there. That's kind of annoying. I think we're okay at this point, though. But I don't know. Is there no... They're just really concerning, because they're there, and they're also... It's not just that, it's the fact that they're also projectile enemies as well. I really want to just get rid of all of them, because you can tell that they're going to be really irritating to deal with later. Okay, cool. They've got boundaries that they've forced to run back to. This will make it a lot easier to deal with. Yeah, they just want me to not play in the water, but unfortunately for them, this is where I need to be. Level 3? Why? Ooh, I got a weapon. Neat. Well, I get out of here through the elevator, that much is saying. This has got to be the ravine, though. Right? Because this would make sense. I don't think it is, though, because it has an access point, the ravine. Oh, I see. I know, this is the ravine. The picture used is he writes that the picture used is wrong, so this is the ravine. Okay.
Commencing fishing.
And everybody's dead, so we can do this in peace. Do you move? I mean, there is a current, but are you moving? I think it is moving.
Bite detected. Complete.
Just gonna move over here to try and make it a little bit more obvious.
Commencing.
Yeah, okay, now that's a lot more obvious now.
detected.
So what am I trying to catch here? Is the question. So we need an arowana machine, which is the rarest one, but apparently it's not super rare. It's kind of common. It's the rarest, but it has a pretty decent catch rate.
Report. Success.
And there's also the fur carp. If we can get the fur carp as well, that would also be really good. Let's check on that. Because if this is the only place for the fur carp, then I'll need to grab both. In fact, I might just stay here and try and grab both anyway. Because then it's done. I don't think we're finishing this today. And there's going to be a valiant effort, though.
Report. Fresh.
I think this might be the only place to get the fur carp as far as I can see.
Report. Fresh.
Yeah. So we've got to catch the fur carp and we've got to catch the arowana machine here.
Report.
That's got to be the fur
Unknown
carp, surely.
object.
Yep, there we go. There's one. What is up on the floor? Alright, so we just need the arowana machine, and then we can leave.
Report. Purpose unknown. Report. Success. Report. Success. Report. Unknown object. Report.
Damn it, that's the machine.
Fresh.
Come on, 2B, I believe in you. We've caught some wild fish in this short period of time.
Report. Success. Hypothesis. Garbage.
I think 9S is sick of us. We seem to keep committing to missions and then just giving up and fishing instead.
Catch.
Catch. When we'll catch the drum machine from Metalocalypse. Who thinks that he's a god.
Hypothesis. Garbage.
Man, there sure are a lot of gas cylinders in this place.
Catch confirmed.
What's that? That's quick hop. Well, the fish we need is probably really big, so...
Report.
Wow, what a big
Purpose
fish.
Unknown.
Do I really need the bloatfish? I might check that out. I might not need that.
Catch confirmed.
No! That's the wrong machine fish.
Catch confirmed.
Bloatfish and twinfish can be caught in the same place, so that's good. They're both in the underground lake. It's just unfortunate because this ravine has about 600
Catch lost.
fucking fish in it. Rather than just a couple. The flooded city's pretty, yeah, one of the flooded city coast looks as if it's got every fish known to mankind in there. So that'll be fun.
Bite detected.
Wait, is that the bloatfish? Oh, it's a bloatfish machine. Damn it.
Report. Success.
Oh, there we go. Perfect. We are blowing through these lists. Where the hell's the underwater lake?
Complete.
Where's the underwater lake? Oh, is that gonna be outside the... Okay, I see. I am thinking of the right lines, but the way to get here seems to be very, very odd. Good, I can't see anything respawn, that's really nice. Well, I hope this takes me to where I want to be. What a strange place for an... How does that elevator even work? What an odd location for one. No way. Do I really have to... That was close. Yeah, we were down there for a while, but that's not surprising because a lot of time was spent fighting the enemies. So, I think the next place we gotta get to is... I think we should stop a meal. Because I think these two locations that I'm going to are kind of similar. So we should stop a meal and see what he says. I think he stays stopped now until we've beaten these dudes.
Oh, 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 oh. Hey, I remember you from the other day. Sorry I got startled and ran away. Rolled away, I guess. Anyway, my name's Emil, and this is my shop. Wanna buy something? I got the best prices anywhere.
Sure. Do you have things that increase my stuff? He actually has some really good stuff in here, but nothing that's No, actually, give me this. Thanks, man.
I look forward to serving you again. What was that? You want to know where I live?
I didn't ask that.
Well, I live deep, deep underground. Picture something deep, then go deeper. Feel free to visit me anytime you want.
That's the place where I need to get to, funnily enough. That is my next destination. Okay, so I think we want to go... I've been done. We're just trying to find the giant hole in the ground. It's one of these pipes in front of me, I think, is where I've got to get into. Where's the best way of me getting over there? Probably this way. Pressing wrong buttons. I admittedly do need to fish here, but
Commencing.
we need a tire, and we also need the iron pipe. We don't need the iron pipe, but we'll get it anyway.
Report failed.
Yeah, I went a little too early there.
Hypothesis. Garbage. Report. Fresh.
There's the weapon from NieR Replicant.
Hypothesis. Garbage.
It's not actually mandatory for me to get the tire here, because you can get the tire in the flooded city as well. In fact, it's probably a lot more common in the flooded city to get it.
Cache complete.
I don't even know if this is the right way. I can't remember where this takes me. I think this takes me so... How the fuck do I get to the underground lake? Is there an actual description? Okay, I see. I understand what that dude is trying to say. Hang on. It's not this one because there's no waterfall coming out of it. So it's gotta be... I think it's that one there, then. That I need to get into. Okay, that should be pretty straightforward, really. Come on. Yes, we did it. Okay, is that it? Is that the end of our journey? I think I just need to get up there again, but I'm in kind of a silly place at the moment. this one? I want to say it's this one. Well, I don't know whether this is just where I came... No, hang on. I don't think it's this one at all. I think that's just where I came from. No, it's definitely one of these. I saw it a second ago. Why am I suddenly being blind? Feels like I'm being very dumb right now because it's over there, but for some reason I can't see the pipe, which is what I need to see most of all. Hang on, maybe from here. Man, I need a better vantage point. I wonder if... Actually, maybe up there will help me out. It's these two buildings, man. These two buildings are just in the way. Am I just in the wrong... I'm saying I saw a pipe before. I mean, there's that over there, but I don't think it's that. Ah, there it is. There it is. There we go. Level 40? Why? I just want to fish, man. All this because I want to fish. I have to fight level 40 enemies when I'm level 17. There's one. I think we can just open fire on this guy, I don't have to worry. Come on. There we go. Oh, this dude's shield is good enough to not give a shit. Very epic. This is not helping me. Didn't even see that dude running up to us. Okay, there's an elevator over here. Which we can't use. Well, wherever we need to go, this seems to be a one-way thing. Very concerned about me doing this, but... that's not great. Is it down here? Yeah, I'm just reading to want to try and work out where the specific fishing spot is because of all those enemies. I think it's in that cave, though. I think I might need to get rid of those enemies. I guess I will head down. Oh, that makes a lot of sense now. Okay, we need to get rid of these dudes then, specifically. I'd like to hope that Emil's residence has a teleport back, though. But I think we're just gonna have to commit to just doing scratch damage as we get rid of these dudes. But if there's an access point down here, I'll definitely want it. I really want to fish here. Alright, come on. I've got a better idea. It's not much, but what we can do... Okay, we're doing slightly more damage, but hey, it's better than constant twos. We can now do freeze as well, so it will speed us up a little bit more. You don't understand, I just want to fish. It's not my fault this is a level 40 area. The only upside is that these enemies are kind of slow. I'm not going to complete the game and get myself higher level just to get this one area if I can do it now. Especially since I only need 2 fish or something. Come on. I think I can fish here without worrying. Why can't I fish here? Why are you not letting me fish? Maybe I do need to get rid of them. Forgot to open the room. Oh, no. pretty certain this is what I'm looking for, though. No shit, I'm level 18. I'm killing fucking super enemies. We gotta kill this guy as well. The biggest fear is climbing back through that cave. Not necessarily because of the enemy stood around, but because of that tail enemy that is flying around. That thing will absolutely hit me once and I'll die. I mean, and to be fair, that's not the end of the world if that happens. I won't come back here to collect some chips when I don't need to.
Commencing. Catch.
Okay. Really? Wasn't I trying to catch that for ages? Oh no, I was trying to catch the machine version for a while.
Catch
So we need
confirmed.
bloatfish and we need twinfish if I'm in the right area. I'm pretty certain this is it though. It is.
Bite detected. Report failed.
I'm really hoping there's an access point at Emil's residence.
Report success.
And I kind of it's either gonna be a access point or there's gonna be a elevator to get out of here because there's no way we're just trapped down here.
Report success.
That's not what we want. Hopefully this is this should be the final place where we need to be a stupidly high level to do anything at the same time though. Because after this we just gotta catch a killifish machine and that just requires us to fish out in the open world.
Report fresh.
And then after that we're in the flooded city until we catch them all, so we're doing pretty well. This list is getting cleared up. We are storming towards the end of the fishing marathon. And here I was thinking this was going to take all week. It still might. We might get really unlucky with one of the fish, but I don't know.
Catch confirmed. Catch
That's
confirmed.
another arowana. Come on, man. There's two fish here that I need to catch. Where are they?
Report. Fresh. Report. Success. Catch.
Neat. I'll be back in a sec. Alright, but that's a twin fish, so let me cross that out. So we just need to get the bloatfish from here, and then we can get out of here. Come on, bloatfish. We could probably, hopefully we can upgrade our weapon, but, I mean, it's not necessary. But we do admittedly still have a little bit of story that we want to do. I mean, the game clearly expected you to be peak level at this point, didn't it?
Catch.
I think for this area, the game definitely wanted you to be, in the second half of 2B's campaign at the very least. If not outright near the end of her entire thing.
Report. Fresh. Bite detected.
So I guess after all this then, I think the longest game was Dave the Diver. I thought it was going to be Stardew, but I'm certain Dave the Diver took longer.
Report. Fresh. Bite detected. Catch. Report. Success.
Come on, bloatfish. Come on! Considering that the twin fish was meant to be the rare one, catching it before the bloatfish is really crazy.
Catch.
The bloatfish is meant to be more common than the arowana, and we've had that about 5 times. Man, I'm so scared about getting out of here.
Report. Fresh. Report. Fresh.
Alright, let's start looking at the flooded city, shall we?
Catch confirmed.
Man, it looks absolutely insane, the amount of fish that you gotta catch there.
Catch confirmed.
Okay, that's the second twin head. Twin fish. We just need bloatfish. Where's the fat one? There it is.
Report. Success.
Alright, now we just need to do the impossible, which is get out of here. Oh god. Hang on, before we commit to this. Yeah, there's no way of getting back up there. Okay. What's my health? Because I'm gonna need to have it at full. Here we go. I have no idea where this is about to take us. I think if we go this way, we should be able to get out. For free! Okay, so we just need to fish. I think we just need to fish in a random stream now. In just the outside world. We'll just go to a random stream. We'll fish there, and then we're off to the flooded city. What's the best way for me to... Probably there. Oh, actually, maybe? I just need to get higher up. We're not dealing with that guy. Okay. Alright. Fuck off. Alright, I think I can fish in, right? Alright. We should be able to catch the killer fish machine from here.
Catch confirmed.
Right, now that I actually want the small fish, suddenly I can't get it. Story is old as time. It is a tale as old as time. Really? I'm pretty certain time existed before anybody could speak. Shut the fuck up. Oh, look at you, Mr. Smarty Pants. Time is man-made.
Report. Fresh.
Oh, I already had it. Okay, that's fine by me. And just like that, the city ruins was complete, and the only place left for fishing is the flooded city. So, we now need an access point, which is over here. Considering all the horror stories I read about NieR Automata fishing, I feel as if we've barreled through this pretty easily. Right, we have to actually commit to playing the game a little bit now. Kind of. So the flooded city has the coast, the missile, the pond, the sewers. We know where the missile is. What's the pond? What's in the pond? Alright, we don't care about the pond. We can skip that. We just want the coast and the missile. And we know where the missile is, obviously, because it's a fucking missile. And that's where the game wants me to go anyway. So we want to do everything that's in the coast. So we will. I think, according to this map, it wants me to be on that building over there, but we can probably fish from anywhere here, to be fair.
The bedrock here was bombed out in the last war. Looks like the whole city is starting to sink as a result.
I guess to get on that building, you'd have to jump from up there and then land on it. That's the only way that would make sense to me, because I would assume falling into water kills me. Right, I really want to kill those two dudes there, because I just kind of get the feeling they're going to attack me if I don't. Maybe if I fish from that building, because then I'll be closer to the water and I can see what's going on there.
Commencing fishing.
I just realised I'm not using the other pod.
Bite detected.
A
Complete.
mackerel machine. Is a mackerel machine on this list? It sure is. Okay, we're in the right place.
Commencing fishing.
Right, this is a good place to fish, because we can see what is going on pretty easily.
Catch confirmed.
A starfish.
Report. Success.
The actual one. Oops. That's gonna be that's apparently the most common thing. So I should probably get used to seeing that.
Report. Fresh.
There is a rare fish here, there's Two-Face and Coelacanth.
Bite detected. Bite detected.
The Horseshoe Crab Machine. Okay.
Bite detected.
Just caught Patrick. I have never seen a single SpongeBob episode in my entire life. I did, however, play Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. That was awesome. Green. Yeah, I thought Rehydrated was really fucking good. I think what made it really good was just the simple fact that it wasn't complicated. It's just a nice time, and I like games that are nice times. Also, is this what I actually want? Horseshoe Crab. Now we got the actual one. Look at that. It's all coming together. So we need Water Flea, Coelacanth.
Bite detected.
No, we already have that. We need Water Flea, Tire, Mackerel. You can get a Mackerel here. A regular one. There's the Tire.
Hypothesis. Garbage.
So now we've got everything that's from the sewers, so that's good.
Bite detected.
Mackerel, great. This list is really clearing down. What else do we need? Water Flea, Coelacanth, and a Two-Face. So we need 3 more fish from this little area.
Catch.
I'm assuming the Water Flea's got to be really tiny. Everything else we've got, which is really good.
Bite detected.
That's the blowfish.
Catch confirmed.
The Alex Mackerel.
Report. Fresh.
Just wanted to be clear that the Water Flea is apparently really common and we haven't even seen it yet.
Catch.
Let's have a look at the missile and see what the missile's got. Missile's also got Water Flea. Okay. Missile also has Two-Face, but it doesn't have Coelacanth. Well, it does, but it has the machine version, so at the very least, if I catch the regular Coelacanth, we should be able to move on from here. And just deal with the rest in one location, which might be a lot easier to do. Reducing this all to 1 more fishing spot would be pretty phenomenal, really.
Bite detected.
If we can catch the Two-Face, that'd be great.
Report.
That's the water
Success.
flea. Okay. Man, if we finish this today, that'd be crazy.
Catch confirmed.
Oh, now we're getting water fleas like mad. Yeah, if we get the cola can, I'll move on to the next area. We'll continue and we'll get there.
Catch.
Now I can't help but throw these water fleas at me. We've got fleas.
Report. Success.
I thought that was it though.
Report. Failed.
Oh, I think that's the cola camp. Alrighty then. We have one more spot that's left. And it's the missile. I'm a little concerned because I think this is a boss fight. So... So we're just going to run back, and we're going to save it, and then we'll run back over here. But we still have 25 minutes, and all the remaining fish are literally in this, are all in one spot now. So, make of that what you will. Admittedly, do I want to eat food? Sure, but it would be incredible to finish this today. I think it really helped. It definitely really helped to, I think it was really... Because the underground lake and stuff, when the lowest levels were increasing, that could have been really bad. Luckily, you can still gain access to it even at this level, so it's okay. But we gotta get through... I'm assuming we have to get through a story section here, but we might be lucky though. We might not have to. But I think we're gonna have to do something story related right now.
Target missile sighted.
Is that what we need to protect?
No, it's why we need to fish. The Black Pearl? Oh my god, Jack Sparrow.
Let's take him out already so I can be home in time for dinner and a bath.
Androids don't need to bathe. As long as you perform regular cleaning and maintenance, bathing is unnecessary.
Yeah, but come on, 2B. It still feels good.
Got him. I want to kill this guy, but he's just mauls out. Okay.
I think that's the last of the machines.
2B, 9S, come in.
Commander?
Emergency orders incoming. The carrier ship that was set to resupply has come under attack. It's currently being engaged by a swarm of machines. I've asked all your troops in the city ruins for assistance, and I'll need you to provide backup as well. I'm sending flight units and coordinates now.
Yeah, I did think this was a flight unit section. Wonder if I can ignore the orders and fish. Probably
You
not.
see? Total slave driver. Whoopsh.
If she didn't order others around, what kind of leader would she be?
If you say so.
Alright, this should be the final thing we have to do before we start fishing again. For the final gamers. Ow. Oh, I've just realised that because my pod is different, this is different. Oh, interesting. Well, there's a lot going on here. Okay.
Attention, this is Carrier Blue Ridge 2.
Can I? Probably not.
Requesting support from any friendly units in range. We've come under heavy fire from the enemy. Our escort ship has taken damage and is unable to engage. We're currently resisting with all remaining support fighters, but we can't hold them off for long. I repeat, this is Carrier Blue Ridge 2. We need immediate backup from any available android forces.
Okay.
I'm picking up a large-scale enemy inbound. Looks to be 2.8 clicks southwest of us.
We'll probably have to finish this tomorrow, which is a shame. But as much as I want to finish it today, there's no guarantee of there's no actual guarantee of how long this me catching the remaining fish is going to take, so I probably should leave it for tomorrow. I see, you're doing the whole laser thing again. That did a lot of damage. I like the fact that the game is just now in black and white because I've got hit really hard. I don't even know if I'm doing damage to him, you know. I think it's all 9S. I'm inclined to believe it's all 9S, but I can't change my equipment. I don't know. I don't think I was doing any damage. Which is very dumb if that's the case. But, I don't know, it didn't feel as if I was doing anything. Right, but I don't want to use the things that I've got equipped, because I don't think Pod B's doing anything.
Support from any
It just doesn't feel like I'm not, it just doesn't feel as if I'm doing anything. Which means I need to reload my save, because, yeah. Pod B's really good, but I just genuinely feel as if I was just doing no damage. So I think I might wrap. I mean, it's nearly time for me to wrap up anyway. So I think I'm gonna wrap up here, because then I can just reload my save and just change the pod before I get into the thing back to Pod A, and then fight this again and do it. And then I can fish after it's dead, presumably. And then we should be fine. So I think tomorrow is the day we finish the fishing marathon. It won't be today. It might. Yeah, it's pretty much that. So yeah, been watching. Thanks for watching. Have a good evening. More NieR Automata tomorrow. And hopefully I'll see you then. See you later.